Hello and welcome. We are so excited to have you here today for our webinar on how to boost your holiday sales with gift baskets. Thank you so much for joining us. At this point, you should be able to hear me clearly. You should be able to see our screen. And if at any time in the webinar you have technical difficulties or you need to message us, you can do so using the questions box on your control panel. I'll also want you to use this at the very end of the webinar during our Q&A, so be sure to stick around for that. But for now, I'd like you to use it to let me know if you're currently a UnitWise user, if you've been with UnitWise in the past, or if you're brand new to UnitWise. And while you guys get those answers in, I'm going to give you just a brief background. For anyone who is not familiar, my name is Christina. I'm one of the heroes here at UnitWise. And UnitWise actually launched back in 2009. It was created by a director to help other directors manage their businesses. And through customer feedback, we've been able to help thousands of directors and consultants grow their business. All right, thank you everybody who messaged in. We always like to know who we have in the audience. And let's go ahead and get started. Now, I want to begin today's webinar with a quote from Mary Kay Ash. She said, "No matter how busy you are, you must take time to make the other person feel important." This is not only true for all of us, but it's also true for your customers. With the holidays coming up, it's absolutely essential to make family and friends feel important and loved. Unfortunately, this is also one of the busiest times of the year, which can leave your customers scrambling to try to find the perfect gift on top of trying to accomplish all of their other obligations and commitments. By providing your customers with the option to purchase a ready-made gift basket or even a gift certificate, you're helping them save time while still finding a wonderful gift that their family and friends are sure to love. To help you be prepared to keep up with those holiday gift baskets and gift certificates, today we'll discuss holiday inventory management. I'll teach you simple methods for creating gift baskets, creating gift certificates, invoicing those to your customers, and tracking expenses. To begin, we'll move over into our UnitWise account. For any of you who are new to UnitWise, this is the dashboard to our Director Complete plan. So this does come with access to all of our UnitWise features. And let's begin with our gift baskets. In order to create our gift baskets, we'll need to add any products that the gift basket will contain that are not already a part of our MK inventory. So for example, if the gift basket is going to contain fuzzy socks or gloves, any additional items, those will need to be manually added. But before we put them in, we'll create a new inventory category to add them to. Creating a category specifically for our manually added products will help us keep them organized amongst our other inventory. To do this, simply select Inventory in the menu at the top and choose Products in the pop-up menu. So here in the upper right corner, we have several options, including the ability to view our categories. By selecting categories, we're now available to create a brand new inventory category. And we'll get started by naming. So we're going to name this category our Manually Added Products category. You can add a description if you'd like, but that is not required. However, you will need to specify whether this is a Section 1 or Section 2 item. So this category, if you plan to put items into it that you're going to be selling, needs to be Section 1 rather than Section 2, which is more for gifted items and demo products, things like that. Finally, we'll select our product line, and again, this goes back to that Section 1 versus Section 2. It's very important to choose a product line that is Section 1. So I'm going to choose the new regular line and limited edition, but you can choose whichever product line you want. It does not have to be that one by any means. So now that we have created our category, let's get to adding those products in. We can go back to our product menu simply by choosing products, and we now have the option to add a product. Here we'll begin entering those product details so that we can save this item. So to get started, my first product name is winter gloves. For my category, I'm going to select the category we just created, which is that manually added product. We can add a description if we'd like. So for example, winter gloves for gift sets and baskets. This item does need to have a part number, but this can be any part number you choose. It can be a date or any other number that may help you keep track and remember this item. For your suggested retail, I recommend basing this on the cost of the item to you and if there's any amount that you'd like to make off this item. And finally, I'll add the quantity on hand, so that is how many of this product I currently have in my inventory. And finally, we'll save our product. So you would continue to add any products that your gift basket contains, such as socks or cocoa, and once these items have been added, it's time to add our gift basket to our inventory. This process is very similar. So again, we'll choose products in the inventory menu and add a product. This time, we'll name our item Winter Wonderland Gift Basket. And I've already created a brand new category for this item. We'll add it to our gift set category. I do anticipate this being a popular gift basket, so we'll make it a hot seller, and that'll be a little bit easier when it comes to creating orders later. For our description, we have our Winter Wonderland ready-made gift basket for the holidays. And again, I'll create my part number. Now, the biggest difference between creating a product and creating a gift basket or gift set is we're going to select that this item is a product collection. It's composed of multiple items. And you can see that has drastically changed the options available to us, and we now have the option to itemize. By selecting itemize, we can add in all of the different products that this basket contains, allowing us to track them all at once and saving us a ton of time. So let's get started with, let's add our fragrance-free satin hands pampering set to start with. You can type in the part number or the product name to find your item. It's really up to you. We'll add our satin lip set. The Mid Bliss Energizing Lotion for feet and legs, as well as those winter gloves that we just created. Some nice fuzzy socks, and to top it all off, we'll add some instant cocoa to our basket. So in our Winter Wonderland gift basket, we're going to have all of the things that your customer will need to stay warm and protect their skin from those harsh winter winds. Once we've added all of our products, simply select OK. And we'll need to enter the suggested retail for our basket. So similar to before, I recommend basing this off of the retail price of the products that are in your product collection, as well as anything that you may have spent on additional products that you've added to that basket, like our gloves, our socks, our cocoa. and then simply save your gift basket. So now that our adorable gift basket is ready, the next thing we're going to take a look at is creating gift certificates. It's no secret that gift certificates are popular this time of year, and we're going to make sure that you don't miss out on tracking those sales. You may have guessed that, again, we're going to add product in the products inventory menu. But this time, we'll need to name our product $150 gift certificate. Like before, I've already created a brand new category for this item. This is going to go in our gift certificate category. I also want to add this as a hot seller because the gift certificates are usually hot selling items. And in some cases, you may even want to offer special gift certificates where the retail value is actually worth more than the purchase price. So for example, with our $150 gift certificate, I'm going to make it $150 retail for a purchase price of $100. Once again, I'll add my part number. And to make sure that that gift certificate actually sells for $100 instead of $150, we're going to add our $100 in the suggested retail price. We'll also add our quantity on hand of this item. This is especially useful if you have a specified number of gift certificates that you want to sell, and if you don't want to go over that many for the holiday season. This will help you keep track of how many have already gone out of your inventory. So now let's take a look at recording the sales of your gift baskets and your certificates that we've created today. Sales of these products can be recorded as invoices or sales receipts, and both are available under the customer's menu. The difference between the two being that invoices are typically used when either a partial payment or no payment at all has yet been received on the order, but the customer already has those products. Whereas a sales receipt is used when the full payment has already been received on the item. You can only use that sales receipt option when full payment has been received. However, the invoice option can be used in either case. It's just an extra step if you need to go and receive that full payment. So to begin today, we'll start with a sales receipt, and we'll create it by selecting Create Sales Receipt and entering our customer name. So this sales receipt will be for Steve Adams, and as you can see, some of his details populate. We can add information like the sale type. We can change it based on the date, whether it's a CVS order. So we do have a few options to customize the sales receipt. But once you have those options set, it's time to add your products to the sales receipt. So Steve is going to purchase one of our $150 gift certificates for his wife, Amelia. And as you can see, we've added that $150 gift certificate, but the price per unit has correctly stayed at $100, which is what we'll be charging. If Steve is purchasing any more items, you can continue to invoice those, or if this is the only one, simply verify that everything looks correct and begin receiving his payment. To do that, we'll select the payment type. A reference number can be added, but it's certainly not required. And then we're going to choose the account that this money is going to be deposited into. From there, we can save our sales receipt. But once Steve gives this to Amelia, how will she show that this gift certificate is being used? What will we do when she comes to claim it? Well, for this one, we'll start with an invoice, just to give you an idea of what each of those looks like. Again, we'll create our invoice and we'll search for our customer. Now that we have Amelia, again, we have a variety of details that can be customized on this specific invoice. But once you have those options set, you'll start adding the products that Amelia is going to purchase today with that gift certificate. For starters, she'll get one of those adorable gift baskets that we've just added. She also wants one of the new Crazy Violet lipsticks. One of the new Untitled Miracle 3D sets, of course. One of the new Orchid eyeliners. And she'll finish up with a silver moon lip gloss. So once all of Amelia's items have been added to her invoice, the next step is, of course, receiving that gift certificate. To do that, we'll go down to the discount option in our totals. And by selecting discount, we're provided with the option to enter a percentage discount or a dollar amount. Of course, we'll select the dollar amount because the gift certificate is for a predetermined value. So we'll add our $150 and we will set our discount. As you can see, our grand total has been drastically reduced. But before saving it, you may want to add notes for your customer or memos for you. This is particularly helpful when adding a discount from a gift certificate or a similar situation, so that when your customer looks back, or if you look back, you'll both know that the gift certificate was received and where that discount came from. So for example, we can add, so for our customer, Amelia, that the $150 gift certificate has been applied, and for us, we'll add that the gift certificate has been received. But apart from tracking your sales of your holiday gift baskets and certificates, you'll also want to track the expenses incurred from creating those baskets. This could be for items such as the gloves, the socks, the basket itself, or even the wrapping paper or plastic that you used for it. So to begin tracking your expenses, we'll select the Accounts menu at the top, and we'll begin in Chart of Accounts in the menu below. Here we have the option to add a new account, and we have several different choices in adding that account. Since this is for the expenses from your gift basket, we'll go ahead and select Expense Account and move on to naming this account. We do have the option of adding a description if we want to specify exactly what this expense account pertains to. And once our account is created, adding expenses is easy. Simply go to the Expenses option in the Accounts menu, and here we have the option of adding expenses individually with Add Expense, or adding multiple expenses at once with Bulk Add Expense. The primary difference being, when adding an individual expense, as you can see, we have a lot of options. We can add, of course, our payment type, the account that the expense came from, and the amount, but we can also add details such as whether this account or expense repeats, how often it repeats, and we can even attach a file to our expense, such as an image of the receipt. Whereas when bulk adding expenses, you'll select the account name, and in this case, we'll go ahead and choose the account we just created. You'll need to choose the date of the expense, the payment type of the expense, where the expense was paid from, the payee, a reference number or memo if you wish, and the total cost of the expense. So as you can see, there are quite a few less options available with bulk adding, but it can save you some time because now we can continue to add the expense from not only our fuzzy socks, but our gloves and cocoa too. So again, we'll choose our additional items, the date of our expense, the payment type and account, except this time our payee isn't in here. Now we don't need to go and create the payee separately and lose what we've added here. All we need to do is choose Add Payee in the upper right corner and quickly add their details to continue adding our expenses. Now we're all set to continue adding. And finally, we'll add our gloves. Once you've added all of your expenses for your gift basket, simply save your expenses and you'll be redirected to view those newly created expenses. Gift baskets and gift certificates can save your customers' holiday and make your sales season a success. Now that you're prepared to create and track them, let's begin our Q&A. All right. It looks like Erin would like to know if there's a way to add the gift certificate value to her customer's account without the customer actually being responsible for bringing that gift certificate back to her. And that's a great question. If you'd rather go ahead and track it as soon as it's been purchased, you could simply choose customers and credit refund in your account to begin adding a credit. Here we'll choose start credit/refund. We'll make sure credit memo is highlighted in pink because we are creating this gift certificate as if it's a credit on our customer's account. And we'll look up Amelia. So in this example, you could actually just go and do this immediately after Steve purchases the gift certificate. You'll add the value of the credit. Of course, the memo here is required so that you will recall what the credit is from. So in this instance, it would be the gift certificate was purchased by her husband and the date of the purchase. And it's that simple. She now has a $150 credit on her account to be used at any time. Martha would like to know, let's see. she'd like me to expand a little bit on what defines a payee. So a payee is the person or company that the expense was actually made to. In the case that we used earlier, we have Michael's as our payee, so the craft store where we purchased the gloves, where we purchased the socks, and we also have Publix where we purchased the hot cocoa. And Linda would like to know, how do I create a UnitWise account? Another great question. To create your UnitWise account, very simple. You'll just go to www.unitwise.com. Choose register in the top right corner, and you'll begin entering your various information. Once you're ready, you'll create your account. It's very simple, and as a thank you for being our guest today, you'll actually be followed up with a promo code, so be sure to watch out. But I want to, it looks like the questions are slowing down a little bit, so we'll go ahead and move back over to our slideshow. I want to thank everyone for joining us today, and if at any point during the webinar you have any, or excuse me, if at any point after the webinar you have any questions, feel free to contact us. You can reach us by going to, of course, UnitWise.com. You can email us at heroes@UnitWise.com, and be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms at UnitWise so that you never miss out on the latest learning opportunities and events that we're offering. Thank you all so much for joining me today.